Welcome to Six Figure Trucker, the podcast where we share advice on how to be successful in trucking and have fun while doing so. We'll share stories, news, and advice on how to earn six figures in trucking, and we'll speak to guys and gals that are already doing so. Let's get to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And you know, this is a place where we elevate and celebrate our drivers. We get to know them. That's one thing we like to do. Get to know them, how they work on the road, how they work off the road, what they do for fun and entertainment. And joining us this morning is Medley Fleuranvil. Medley, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I can't complain. You know, it's a Sunday morning. We're talking with a great driver here with us, so it's a good time.
Appreciate it, sir.
Now, tell us where you are right now.
I'm currently right now. I buckled down. I got me a hotel in the great Columbus of Ohio right now. Can't complain. It's a little rainy outside, but besides that, I'm happy I'm alive.
I got you. Now, you were saying you're in Columbus, and we talked previously. You like Columbus?
Yes, sir.
What about it appeals to you?
The environment. I would say I recently became a fan of Ohio State, really, and also the scenery. It gives me a bit of it reminds me of Florida in a sense. It tends to be hot sometimes, and it gives me a mixture of the cold, you know. So that kind of I would say appeals to me in a sense. So yeah, Columbus is a nice vibe. Yeah.
Got a mix of seasons there, good vibe.
Yes.
That's
Yes, sir.
cool. I wanted to talk a little bit about your driving here. Where are you? You're in Ohio now, but where are you going?
My drive, I originally picked up in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and I'm trucking all the way down to Melbourne, New Jersey. Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what kind of truck are you in?
Right now I'm in an F550 bucket truck, diesel truck. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're a non-CDL driver, so tell us kind of a range of what type of units you can drive.
It ranges, I'm not gonna lie, it ranges from all type of vehicles, which I like. It's not just, sticking with one vehicle. It ranges from pickup trucks, box trucks, the bucket trucks. I would say those three, but it ranges, Yeah.
Do you have a preference? Which ones you prefer to drive?
I'm not gonna lie to you. My favorite are the pickup trucks. I'm even thinking about getting a pickup truck myself, most likely one
Right.
of my favorite ones are the F350s. Yes, sir.
They handle well
They
and
handle
smooth
very
ride.
well. Yes, sir.
Now, I looked at your into your statistics here, your things we monitor drivers by. You're a runner. You get on the road a lot.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you have if you had to guess, um, how many miles do you think you do in a day on average?
In a day. Well, I tend to stay within my limits of, according to my logs and stuff, within a day, I do the full 715 miles per day. Yeah, I try to
You're
squeeze. If
pretty
there's not
close.
heavy sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, if it's not heavy traffic and the roads is clear, I squeeze in that full 700 miles. Yes, sir.
You are spot on. 697 miles a day.
Yeah.
That's efficient.
Yeah. It definitely is. Yeah.
That gets you from point A to point B.
Definitely.
It's
Definitely get me from point A to point B, and I just
it's all about making the money.
yeah, because if the money's not gonna come to you, you have to go get the money,
That's right. That's right. Now, the 697 miles a day equates to 8,218 miles per month. So you are definitely a runner and you're consistent.
Yes, sir.
Now, the reason we pulled you on here, your team, your dispatch team, they were bragging on you. I was talking with them a couple weeks ago. They said, you need to have Medley on. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they love you, man. What about you, I guess, makes you appealing to them?
Well, for once, I would say more certainly, I want to give a shout out to my team, Kelsey and Laura and Casey, and I believe there's Jake. I want to give a shout out to them most importantly before I start talking to myself. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I'm not gonna lie. So, but to be honest, it's just about like me being kind, being on time with the things that I do and being efficient, following the guidelines. So that's what I think that kind of stands out. That stands out from, I would say, other drivers in a sense. But I hope everybody's going according to the guidelines and stuff like that. But I just stay by the
Sure.
book and just keep on going. Never stopping.
Well, you've got numbers that bear that out. Your completion percentage is 97%. That's amazing. So when you get a load, you stick with it.
I stick with it. Yeah, I stick with it because beforehand, the thing I do, I plan out. Or I just don't quickly grab the load because I had my, trials and tribulations with like choosing a load and not doing the research, and it kind of like messed me up a couple of times. So what I do is tend to do my research, figure out how I'm gonna get out of the drop off and how I'm gonna get to the pickup location. So I tend to do my research. Once I do my research and I know it's good to go, I quickly book the load because also the loads don't wait for you. You gotta hurry up and hop on them. You have to. Yeah.
That's a good one, man. Now, you
Hmm.
mentioned trials and tribulations. Now, we usually talk about this kind of thing with drivers, and you talked about planning and getting out. Talk a little bit about, I guess, you've been with us almost 2 years. Was it challenging at the beginning?
Yes, it was because beforehand the company that I came from before I came to you guys, they were basically, I wouldn't say they babysit us, but they basically had everything. Like it wasn't like how I would say, like, we didn't really have a low board in a sense. So it was just like basically like, here you go, this is what you got, and you stick with it. But now I have like options to choose what I want to do and stuff like that. So when I first started, I was like, wow, this is like a bigger ball game in a sense. So when I first came
Right.
out, I believe my dispatcher at the time was Rachel. So they kind of helped me, set me up and stuff. But after that first load, it was like you're on your own. you know, you're on your own. So from there, I just had to. I kind of messed up choosing like loads that were, I would say I didn't like in a sense, but there were in areas that I was like, there was other loads that were closer and that were easier to get to. So it was all about plan. I was like, okay, I messed up on this. Next time I know what to do to prevent that mistake. So like I said,
Gotcha.
like the trials, it was just trials. And also I'm still learning every day. As you grow up and stuff like that in life, it's all about learning. You have to learn something every day. So yeah, basically that.
That's some sage advice right there. That's
Yes,
very
sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're from West Palm Beach, or you live down in West Palm?
Yeah, currently located still in West Palm Beach, born and raised. Yes, sir.
Do you try to stay close to home, or are you wide open to go wherever the road takes you?
I'm wide open to go anywhere. If I could go to Hawaii, I would, or Alaska. Yeah.
That'd be nice, man. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
We have made a run to Alaska before. I think it was a CDL truck, but we have made one run to Alaska
Oh,
in our
really?
past. That's quite a transport.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
is.
have
That
made
is.
that one.
Okay.
You're listening to Medley Fleuranvil here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Medley's sharing some of his experiences on the road. Wanted to kind of drill down on that. What's the craziest thing you've seen on the road?
Really? The craziest things I've seen on the road were basically, sorry to bring it up, but it's mostly like I would see like accidents, like terrible accidents, but really with the semi trucks being turned over and like, but mostly it'd be like I would say in the Midwest or like windy areas. I remember I literally
Hmm.
seen a truck like literally tilt over in front of me when I was heading to South Dakota. It was very windy around
Oh,
that
wow.
time. Yeah, very windy. And that's something, you can't control Mother Nature. Mother Nature's gonna do what they're gonna do, what she's gonna do. So basically I seen a lot of trucks flipped over and it was quite a scene.
Yeah. You're talking about it being windy. The plains states, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, out that way, Montana. Talking about the wind and being a non-CDL driver, that puts you in a lot of box trucks. What's it like in a box truck out there in the high wind situations?
Really, when during those situations, I tend to what I'm taught to do is like you basically have to lower your speed to the minimum because driving at the normal speed, you're gonna tilt over definitely. So I tend to do is because I will get there, even if it takes me the whole week, I will get there. But safety is number one,
Right.
so I tend to lower my speed down to the bare minimum, and I just keep on trucking all the way till I get there.
Keep on trucking. Have you
Yes,
had any
sir.
close calls with the wind?
Yes, I have. I have. I
Is that
have.
the
Literally during that same trip I'm talking about, literally driving to the bare minimum. It almost got me. It almost got me. When that happened, I literally had to literally pulled over, stayed for a little bit, like just stayed parked for a little bit and waited it out a little bit. The wind started to lower down in a sense, and from there I just kept on continuing. But I almost had a close call. Yes, sir, definitely.
is that some pucker factor there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you talked about we talked about your completion percentage. Very good. Very good.
Yes,
And
sir.
your on time percentage is also very good. How important is it to you to be on time on your deliveries?
That right there is number one, I would say. Number one for me, being on time, because if I'm not on time, it creates a domino effect for me. Because time is really the key thing, because time waits for nobody. Absolutely no one. If it's waiting for somebody, that person needs to tell me how it's waiting for you. But overall, time doesn't wait for nobody. So what I tend to do, um, control what I can control, like planning ahead, which what helps me. So with me planning ahead, what I tend to do on my Google Maps, I tend to bookmark the gas stations that I would stop at. That would create an helps me, I like not stopping on over on the road, like pulling over to look for a gas station because you don't want to like look for a gas station while you're driving. So what I tend to do is bookmark my gas stations, and also I sort of been all over the states. I've been to 47 states, so I tend to know which gas stations are going to be there at the time. So that's what helps too. But bookmarking my gas stations, calling out to customers, knowing what time the businesses are open, and from there, that's what helped me get there on time. And also looking at the weather, once again, looking at the weather, seeing if it's
Right.
gonna be nice to me or not. And that's what helped. And looking at the traffic, of course.
Sure. Now, you were talking about being in touch with the businesses, with the companies where you're delivering, and finding out their hours. Now, we've seen in the past with some other drivers, not you, but some other drivers, when they try to drop after hours, that tends to lead to problems.
Yes, it does. It does. It does. If anything, I probably had if it's not like with the business all tech industries that tend to do like the after hour drop offs, I'm not really comfortable with the after hour drop offs, because that would tend to create a problem, especially if the customer doesn't know. Yeah, that's a big issue, big no.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that kind of falls in line with you being on time. And I dug a little deeper into your on time percentage, 77% on time overall, but you're taking it even better this month, 83% on time. Is that numbers are those numbers that you're proud of? How do you react to those numbers?
Well, really, it could always could be better, I always strive to be better, but that's basically what I can control at the moment. There'll be times that I would say flights are delayed, Ubers are not picking up at the time, those would be most of my issues. But like I said, I try to plan, reserve rides when I can, if that helps me, to get to loads on time, and then from there, getting to the destination as as fast as possible and
Gotcha.
safe as possible. Yes, sir.
Medley's got a great outlook, and we've had Medley Fleuranvil here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Medley, I love what you said earlier. Keep on trucking.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you. It's up to New Jersey for you next. And we want to join you next week if we can and talk a little bit about what you do off the road, including a business venture.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll join you next week. Thank you very much, Medley. And thank you for joining us on the Six Figure Trucker.
No, thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Six Figure Trucker is brought to you by Norton Transport. Norton Transport is a drive-away trucking company that customers can rely on. It offers excellent independent contract driving opportunities to professional, courteous, and qualified drivers that can provide the kind of service we deliver. If you're interested in learning more about Norton or just want to subscribe to the show, check out 6-figuretrucker.com. That's 6-figuretrucker.com.